Hi, second graders. This is Mrs. Jones here. I'm coming to you with our first Eureka online learning video. So we are going back to Module 6, Lesson 1, and some of you might be thinking, oh my gosh, we already know this. And that's okay. This is to make sure all the information is back in our brains and we're ready to get back to full school mode. So if you look, we see Module 6, Lesson 1, and our I can statement is I can create equal groups. Now, by the end of this video and by the end of the practice, you should be able to create equal groups. That's how you can grade yourself if you are understanding what is being taught here. So what does equal mean? Well, we have to remember what that equal sign means, and I'm sure all of the fabulous teachers at Prodeo has always taught you that that equal signs means the same. So equal means the same. This picture here, is this an equal group? It is an equal group because there are the same amount of teddy bears in each group. There are 3 groups of 2. We see inside of each of the circles, that's 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups. And we see there are 2 teddy bears inside of each of the groups. What about this one? Is this an equal group? No, they are not equal because they do not have the same number in each group. One group has 4 and the other group has 2. They are not equal. So I'm going to go ahead and do some practice with you guys. Using these 8 bears, circle groups of 2. This is something that you're going to need to be able to do on your worksheet after we leave this video. So I see I have a circle here. 1, 2. I have 1 group of 2. I'm going to come back. I'm going to click. I'm going to drag. Here's 1. Here's 2. I'm going to come back and grab another circle. 1, 2. So I click out. My bear isn't all the way inside of my circle, and that's okay. I can still see my groups of 2. I'm going to come back and grab another circle. And I see I have 2 left. So my sentence says there are blank groups of 2 bears. How many bears or how many circles, how many groups do you see? I count 1 circle, 2 circles, 3 circles, 4 circles. I know that each circle means a group. So I'm going to come, I'm going to delete, and I'm going to say there are 4 groups of 2 bears. Okay, here's another one. Put these ladybugs into 3 equal groups. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to start by putting 1 ladybug in each group. That way, I make sure all of my groups stay equal. I'm going to come and I'm going to put another ladybug inside of each of my groups. So right now, each of my groups has 2 ladybugs. I still see I have some more here on the side. I'm going to go ahead and take it, and I'm going to put it here. Another one. Another one. Great. Each of my groups has 3 ladybugs, and I still see I have some ladybugs left over. I'm going to go ahead and repeat that process. Put 1 up there, put 1 up there, and put 1 up there. And again, you'll notice that I didn't quite fit all my ladybugs perfectly inside of the circle, and that's okay because I'm still showing I understand that I have to have the same number of ladybugs in each group. So down here I see my text box, 3 groups of blank ladybugs. So I see I have my 3 circles, and this question must be asking me, how many ladybugs are inside each circle? So I'm going to go ahead and count. I made sure that each group was equal as I put the ladybugs in. 1 ladybug, 2 ladybugs, 3 ladybugs, 4 ladybugs. I'm just going to double check myself to make sure I didn't make any silly mistakes. 1 ladybug, 2 ladybugs, 3 ladybugs, 4 ladybugs. Great, so far they're equal. I'm gonna check my last group. 1 ladybug, 2 ladybugs, 3 ladybugs, 4 ladybugs. So I can come down here inside of my text box and I can put that number 4. There are 3 groups of 4 ladybugs. Okay. Now it's asking me to put these ladybugs into 4 equal groups. Oop. And it looks like I forgot to put an extra circle. That's okay because we all make mistakes. So now I have my 4 equal groups. I see my 4 groups already made for me. So I'm just going to repeat that process that I did the first time. And I'm going to start by putting 1 ladybug in each of my groups. 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Each of my groups has the same or the equal amount of ladybugs. I'm going to go ahead and add a second ladybug. Click and drop. Okay, each of them has 2. I'm going to go ahead and add my next ladybug. Adding and adding. So now I have no ladybugs left, and I see each of my 4 groups has the same amount or the equal amount inside each group. I have 1, 2, 3 ladybugs. 1, 2, 3 ladybugs in group 2. 1, 2, 3 ladybugs in group 3. 1, 2, 3 ladybugs in group 4. So 4 groups of how many ladybugs? Right, 3. Went ahead and put it into my text box. All right, now there are some challenge problems, which I always love to do. So here we have redraw these clouds to make each group equal. We knew at the beginning of this lesson that equal means the same, and we've been practicing that. Inside of each of these groups, I see that I do not have the same amount of clouds. One group has 2 clouds, one group has 4 clouds, and one group has 3 clouds. That's not equal. So I have my little cloud down here and I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 clouds total. There should only be 9 clouds down here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to say, oh, I'm going to put 1 there. I'm going to put 1 there in the second group. And I'm going to add 1 to my third group. All right. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, see, I actually had more clouds. I'm so glad I counted to make sure I keep myself from making a silly mistake. So I have 9 clouds, and so I have 3 groups of how many clouds? I have 3 clouds inside of each group, and I know this says flowers, silly, silly mistake. And that equals how many total, or 3 groups of 3 clouds is the same as or equals how many total clouds did I say I had? Right, 9. So I've went ahead and entered into my text boxes, and now we have challenge problem number 2. Redraw these Pikachus to make 2 equal groups. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 2 Pikachus. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 Pikachus. I'm going to take my Pikachu and I'm going to go ahead and put 1 Pikachu as I count. 1, 2 into the next group. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 2 groups of how many Pikachus? Is the number 2? 2 groups of 2 Pikachus? No, that's not right. That's what we had when it was 5. I'm going to look down at the bottom in my 2 groups. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the first group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the second group. So I have 2 groups of how many Pikachus? Right, 5. So 2 groups of 5 Pikachus equals or is the same as how many Pikachus all together? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and because I know 2 equal groups, 5 plus 5 equals 10. So I have a total of 10 Pikachus. So this concludes our lesson. Your next steps, your job now is to go back to your math section of your Google Classroom. There's going to be a worksheet next to this video. You're going to go ahead and finish it. The activities are going to look much like the same in this video. So if you forget or get stuck, you can always come back and watch this and see how we did the example problem. Make sure you go ahead and submit it. And if you have any questions, make sure you ask your teacher on your class wall. Bye-bye.